Hey sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. Kay here from At Home with Kay. I'm so glad that you joined me today, and today we are making pies. I'm going to show you how to make pies two different ways. These are fake pies now. We're making fake pies. So I got my little pans from the Dollar Tree. These are actually those galvanized pans that you can use as signs, but I'm going to use them as pie pans. That piece of fabric I got, that tan, that's going to be my crust for one of my pies. The orange, I was thinking about using that for the pumpkin pie, but I'm not going to. And that poster board is going to be the base of the pecan pie and my pumpkin pie. These pieces of foam here, two sponges in this piece of foam, I'm going to cut in little square chunks. These are going to be my apples for my apple pie. I'm going to just cut them in little squares, all of the foam and both of those sponges. And then I'm gonna mix them in some sort of paint to give them that that cinnamony apple buttery look, you know. And I'm just measuring here to see how much I need. I was hoping that I would only have to use those, but I'm gonna have to use the yellow ones too. I wish I could have had more of just that foam because it's was colorless. And it would have been easier to cover, but you're gonna see it's gonna work out in the end. Right now I'm just gonna go through and cut all these up, and then we'll move on to our next step. So I made a mistake. I didn't have to use both of those sponges, so just one sponge and one piece of foam. So next I'm going to take this tan paint, and I'm just going to pour it inside of this bowl along with those sponge pieces. And I'm going to do the sponge pieces first, then I'm going to do the yellow sponges second. And I'm just going to mix them up. This is like caramelizing them with butter and cinnamon. That's kind of like what this is. And then I thought it was a little bit too dark, so I added a little bit of a lighter color paint. And I'm just going to mix and mix. And then when they're all mixed, I'm going to pour them out on this cardboard and sit them to the side to dry. And then I'm going to go on to the next sponge set with the yellow sponges. Same mixy mix, set aside to dry. So I'm just sitting those over in front of the fan, giving it a chance to dry. Now here is that piece of fabric that I got from the Crafter Square. It's like a tan color, and it resembled the color of pie crust to me. So I'm just going to take this fabric and I'm going to cut it into strips, so that I can make a fake pie crust out of it on top of my apples. So I'm just going to go through with my horrible cutting scissors and cut these strips. I really have to invest in a good pair of scissors. Yeah. So I'm just going to cut these little strips, and then we will move on to the next step. And here we are. The apples are all dry, well, sort of dry. So what I'm doing is just using a little hot glue, and I'm sitting pieces of apple on the bottom on the hot glue just to hold it into place. I'm just going to make a bottom layer, and then I'm just going to start gluing them on top of each other to make it look more full. I love making little fake food. I always think that, man, if I would have been doing this when my girls were little, they could have had the most awesome tea parties ever. What kind of pie is your favorite? I think my favorite pie is apple pie. I mean, I love pumpkin pie, and I also love sweet potato pie because you know in the South that's what they make. And both of my parents are from the South. My whole family is, so that's what we grew up eating. We never ate pumpkin pie. We only ate sweet potato pie. But though I do believe though, out of all the pies, apple's my favorite. What is your favorite pie? So now here I am, I'm taking the strips and I'm gonna lay it over and try to do that lattice look with it. When I'm looking at it now and after I got it done, I felt like I should have made my strips a little thinner, but you know, it is what it is, and this is all for fun. So I'm just gonna put the strips on here and do that lattice design on it, and then I'm gonna use hot glue to hot glue this to my pan. So if the ends are too long, when I try to hot glue it, I just snip them off a little bit, fold them under, and tuck them down. And some of them I'm not going to cut. I'm just going to tuck them and glue them down all the way around. And here we are, and as you can see, I went around the edges and made a crinkly crust all around the edges with the fabric also. So now I have my brown Glitz and Glue foam clay, and what I'm going to do with this foam clay is I'm going to make some fake pecans, because the other pie we're going to make is a pecan pie, and I'm tossed between saying pecan. If my mom could hear me, she would tell me to say pecan, because she's from Louisiana, her and my dad, and in Louisiana you don't say pecan, you say pecan. But I try to tell her, Mom, I'm not from Louisiana. I'm from the north. I'm from Michigan. I say pecan. But anyways, I'm just going to make these fake pecans with my clay. And what I'm doing is I just made a small little oval, put a line down the middle, and then I just rough it up all around the edges with this little pointy tool that I have here. I don't even know where I got this tool from, but it comes in handy for this. And I must admit, these look like some real pecans or pecans if you ask me. I've never made a pecan pie, so I don't know, how to make it or how many that you need. So I'm just going to make like about 10, 11, 12 of them, the big ones. And then I was going to make some little pieces also, but I end up not using those pieces. I just used the big whole ones that I made. And this is about how many I made. And those little pieces that you see there, I'm not going to use those. I'm just going to use the larger pieces. So next, for my pumpkin pie and my pecan pie, I cut out these two foam board circles to fit in the bottom of the pans to be the base of the pies. And first I'm going to do the pecan pie, and I'm going to use this brown paint and this gold paint, and I'm going to do a mixture of it, because you know how pecan pie has that clear sugary look to it, but it's still brown. I wanted to do that, so these two colors together I feel gave it that goldy color. And at the end I'm going to use my high gloss Mod Podge, because that, when I use that, it makes it shiny, because to me that pie looks shiny in real life. So And this is, you know, what it looks like when I'm all done. Kind of goldy, browny color. And then I'm going to just sit it in front of the fan to dry. I got to invest in a heat gun too. I really do. And so I'm going to use the orange to make the pumpkin pie. And I'm just going to do 2 coats of this paint. This paint took a long time to dry too. I got it from Dollar General. I kind of don't like the consistency of it either, but it is what it is. But I'm going to put about 2 coats on here and then sit this over to dry before I go to my next step. So now that I got my pecan pie shell and my pumpkin pie center all done, I'm gonna make the crust on the outside to go around it, and I'm gonna use some Model Magic clay. One of them I got from Walmart, the other one from Dollar Tree. The black and white pack was Dollar Tree, and I just rolled out a long snake, flattened it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna measure it all the way around, and then I'm gonna go around and hot glue it onto my pie filling. Okay, so now I'm going to take this little handy dandy red tool and I'm going to put lines in the pie crust all the way around the pie, you know, to resemble the crinkles in the pie crust. And this is what it looked like when I went all the way around, and I'm just doing it a little bit more on the sides where it's hanging over the pan, just to give it that real authentic pie crust look. And as you can see, I did the same thing with the pumpkin pie, but I also made a little twirl, a little dollop of whipped cream in the middle of the pumpkin pie. And now I'm going to take my pecans and I'm going to just add a little hot glue and glue them all the way around the pie. It's not going to cover the entire top of the pie, but you get the idea. It's just to give the impression that, oh, that's a cute little pecan pie, you know. So I don't know how you really make them or how they really look. I have no idea, but this is just a fun little, you know, little thing to display or for a kid to play with. And now I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to use that same brown and gold paint that I used to paint the filling. I'm going to just add that to the pecan so that it can all look one uniform color. And now I'm going to take this tan paint here, and I'm going to use some of the gold paint along with it to paint my pie crust all the way around. And I'm going to finish this off camera, and then I'll show you what everything looks like at the end of the video. And here we are at the end of the video, and I found these nice signs at Dollar Tree. It actually is a pecan pie with the recipe there, but here is our little fake pecan pie that we made out of foam board and Model Magic clay and foam clay. We made our own rendition of pecan pie. I think this is cute. It turned out nice, exactly like I thought, and that shiny Mod Podge that I put on top was the perfect choice. And here is our apple pie, and I also found an apple pie sign at Dollar Tree. And as you can see around the edges of the pie, what I was telling you, I just crinkled up some of the fabric to make a pie crust around the edges, and then I just hot glue that on there. And that fabric wrinkled really nicely. I folded it with my finger and it just crinkled right up perfectly. And here is our sweet potato pie. It turned out perfectly also. I probably should have put one more coat of paint, orange paint on there, but it doesn't matter now because it's all done. And I've also found one of the pumpkin pie signs at Dollar Tree. And I also added the glossy Mod Podge on top of this pie also. And all those other little signs sitting around too, I got those from Dollar Tree also. And here they are all together. And I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video today. Leave me a thumbs up if you like this. And please comment down below which pies are your favorite to eat. And do you think a little girl would like to play with these? These would be fun for pretend for a little girl. I was thinking about that, and I thought maybe I'd make some more and sell them maybe. That might be a good idea. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And remember, when you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine.